下面我们隆重地邀请作者丹尼亚托姆少将致辞，请内容亚托姆。
Thank you. Dear honorable guests, I am overwhelmed of the very warm welcome that I received here and still receive in China. I could not believe that this will be the nature of so warm and so friendly welcome by so many people. So for that, thank you very much. I am honored to stand here on this stage in the launching event of my book in Chinese, which its name is The Labyrinth of Power. Chinese is the fourth language that this book appears, in Hebrew, of course, in English, in Russian, and now in Chinese. I decided to translate my book to Chinese as well due to the special relationships that exist between our two countries and our two nations, the Jewish people and the Chinese people, the Chinese people and the Jewish people. And due to the high level of interest that the Chinese people find in the events in the Middle East and in Israel. But mainly, the main reason for translating the book to Chinese is the similarities, so many similarities between the two peoples, the Chinese and the Jewish people, two very ancient people that managed to preserve during the years their tradition, heritage, values, and culture. I wrote this book in order to share with the reader the dramatic developments occurred in the Middle East during the last 2 decades, with the emphasis on the peace process that bore a peace agreement with Jordan and an interim agreement with the Palestinians. This was a brave effort to try and to achieve peace after so many years of animosity and bloodshed. The aim was to bring the bleeding conflict to an end. Since then, until today, a devastating civil war continues to kill innocent people in Syria. Till now, 600,000 Syrians lost their lives in the civil war in Syria, and many millions became refugees. But once the regimes, due to the Arab Spring, collapsed, the vacuum was immediately fulfilled by terror organizations, Al-Qaeda first, and ISIS, the Islamic State in Iraq and Syria second. ISIS is on a retreat in Syria and Iraq, and this is true, but will not disappear. Even after ISIS will lose its last territorial post in the Middle East, it will not cease to exist. It will continue. It will continue by executing terror, bleeding terror attacks in Europe, in the United States of America, and wherever ISIS will find out the possibility to carry out a terror attack. The way it happened recently in Spain last week. ISIS also builds now a big basis in Libya, in the eastern side of Libya, in order to being able to ship terrorists through the Mediterranean Sea, which is 400 kilometers far from the shores of Libya, so that they will be able to carry out terror attacks over there. In Europe, for instance, some of the terrorists are second and third generation born in European countries. But what happened to them is that they are disconnected from the countries of origin of their parents, the countries that host them, the European countries, failed to integrate them into the society, and they do not have home but ISIS. They found ISIS as a home, and they are acting as part of it. In order to win the battle against ISIS and against the other terror organizations, we have to join forces. We have to conduct a continuous anti-terror campaigns and war. It is a war. We have to create special forces to penetrate from the intelligence point of view into the enclaves of the Muslims that residing in Europe and elsewhere, and to collect information about them and about any plan to do any wrongdoing. But terror is not the only threat on the free world. The nuclear threat does concern me much more than the terror attack, the terror threat. There are two sources of nuclear threat in the world today. One is North Korea, and the other one is Iran. With Iran, the world signed an agreement, but it did not prevent Iran from announcing time and again that Israel should not exist on the map. And North Korea threatened the United States and its allies to use nuclear weaponry in order to cause disaster. Even though many people do not agree with me, I think that the way to minimize the threat posed by North Korea is that three global world countries, China, the United States of America, and Russia, will join forces in the effort to diminish the threat of nuclear North Korea. Some dozens of meters from here, the representative of the Iranians, which is the guest of honor of this book affair are situated not so far from here, few steps. I call upon the Iranians to meet us and to discuss with us issues of culture and books, because we have to make many efforts to being able to talk with everybody. Otherwise, we might deteriorate into another bloody war. Now the part of the thanks. I would like to thank very highly the Vice President Jing Xiaomin and to Mr. Gao and their devoted team that choose to publish my book in Chinese. After receiving the book from ContentoNow, with their president sitting here, the publisher that goes years with me, Mr. Samarik, in the marketing activity all over the world. Many thanks to the Israeli ambassador, Mr. Hefetz, his deputy, Mr. Tzedaka, and their team that took upon themselves to assist us in conducting this event and conducting the very successful tour, Israeli tour, nowadays into China. Many thanks also to Nethanel Samarik of ContentoNow and his devoted team for assisting me since many years. And last but not least, to my beloved family, that without their love and encouragement, this book could not come at all to the air, and I could not serve the way I served my country without the love and backing of my family. To sum up, the world enjoys an accelerated technological and scientific developments, but at the same time, there are too many areas of conflicts, more than 30 areas all over the world. One of the main responsibilities of the leaders of a nation is to make peace and not war. And this effort of making peace and not war deals my book. Thank you very much.
谢谢将军的致辞。下面有请中国前驻以色列大使馆武官穆长林大校致辞。
首先，我十分感谢宇宙传播出版社邀请我参加摩萨德前局长丹尼亚托姆少将的新书发布会，向亚托姆少将回忆录的中版发行表示祝贺。对于大多数中国读者来说，摩萨德既是一个熟悉又十分神秘的名字。说它熟悉，因为它是世界上4大情报机构之一，以美国的中情局、前苏联的科格勃，还有英国的军情六署齐名。他在历史上进行过许多次震惊世界的成功行动，在维护以色列国家安全中发挥了突出的作用。说它神秘，因为对于大多数人来说，摩萨德始终 披着一层神秘的面纱，被一层神秘的面纱笼罩了，世人难以了解他的真实面目。我曾经在以色列工作多年，这一段经历呢，是我军旅生涯中最具挑战的工作之一。由于工作的关系，对于摩萨德有一些了解，也进行过一些接触。在以色列工作期间呢，以色列人告诉我，担任摩萨德局长的人，由于摩萨德在以色列安全中十分重要的地位，担任摩萨德局长的人必须是以色列少数最聪明的人之一。所以我认为亚托姆上将应该是这样的一个人，也是一个非常出色的领导人。今天亚托姆少将新书中文版正式出版了，我相信新书的出版将为中国读者了解摩萨德提供了一个新的窗口。中国读者一定能够通过阅读这本书，了解更多鲜为人知的秘密。最后，再次对亚托姆少将新书中文版的发行表示祝贺，预祝新书在中国发行成功。谢谢大家。
谢谢穆武官。最后，我们有请以色列康坦图出版社总裁纳坦尼尔